The following content is sponsored and does not necessarily reflect the views of WATD Radio. Now, Paul Ponders on 95.9 WATD. Be a part of the show. Call or text 781-837-4900. Now, here's your host, Paul Solano.
Greetings and thanks for listening to Paul Ponders on WATD, presented by Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus, where they have fences for your kids, dogs, and ugly neighbors. Now, perhaps I should be renaming this radio show Papa Paul Ponders because I'm a grandfather. I'm a papa, and I want to just announce that Adrian Eugene Solano, baby boy, arrived this past Sunday, and I'm so happy for my daughter Rachel, my daughter-in-law Alexandra, and 7 pounds, 7 ounces, 18.7 inches. So congratulations, and I got to visit the baby at the hospital with Rachel and Alex, my wife Jackie, and it was just so great holding my new grandson. So it was really great. So the sevens abound in the 7th month. And as a quick side note, happy birthday to Tom Williams, who turned 77 today. So it looks like I'll be playing that number 77 somewhere along the way. But anyways, happy birthday, Tom Williams. But my name is Paul Solano of PS&L Marketing Group, and as you probably already know, I wear another hat as General Manager of Pearl Street Station Restaurant in Malden. And a huge shout-out goes to Chef Felipe Fitzpatrick and his culinary team. Chef Felipe is a loyal listener through the Odyssey app. And hello, Chef Felipe. I know you have lots of stuff going on today with Chef Joaquin and also Pizziola Muhammad. And it's a busy day, as always, at Pearl Street Station Restaurant. And a huge shout-out to my great 1215 staff of John, Jen, Nicole, and Dennis. So I'll be back shortly, soon enough, to jump in and assist and all. But I cannot believe that this is show number 33, and it's an absolute honor and pleasure to be on WATD in the slot of The Boiling Point with Arthur Boyle. I still cannot believe that this is show number 33, and I was in contact with Rob Hackler earlier this week, just chatting about how things are going, and it's really an honor to be here at WATD and just, on the drive down from the Malden-Medford area to hear the great advice, the money advice from Mike McNamara, who was actually a colleague of mine in the 90s. It was great to hear Mike and McNamara on money, and then to hear Duncan and Gray just talk about so many interesting articles of auction items, and just absolutely incredible. He's a wealth of knowledge. And then we have the sound advice from Tom Williams, attorney Tom Williams, and we had a chance to chat in the hallway on the way in. And I'll tell you, attorney Tom Williams, sound advice, sound mind, sound philosophy, and the philosophy in life. And he looks absolutely great for age 77. He looks like he's 57. So, Tom, enjoy your family today. And I think behind the glass, I know Tim is behind the glass, and Dave Cedrone. Tim is lining up our call for the next segment and all. But I want to thank, on a side note, I just want to thank everyone for the kind messages and the notes. I received a couple of phone calls and a couple of emails on the passing of our owner, Pearl Street Station Restaurant, Alan Robot. We'll be having a memorial service for him next Sunday at the restaurant, and a celebration of life and all. And Alan was a really great guy, and he's always in our memory and our hearts. But I see Tim behind the glass. Tim, how are you today?
Here I am behind the glass.
Absolutely.
Never mind, we won't finish that rhyme. I'm doing well. How are you, Paul?
I'm doing well, thank you. I don't know. I just thought of a limerick, but anyways, but we won't go there either.
No, the one I think was going to do is not as bad as There's a Man from Nantucket.
There you go. Absolutely. But I will share with you on the way down from Malden-Medford area today, I was sort of trapped behind a blue RAV4, and there was a dog sticking its head out the window pretty much for the whole trip down. And it was cute and all, but I just had this earworm, and all I could think of was how much is that doggy in the window? And it was just like, oh, my word. So now it's like, it's there.
Ruff, ruff.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
one with the waggly
Oh, please,
tail.
please, please,
Okay.
please.
With
So-
his ears cut. Okay.
Thank you. Sort of like the guy who walks into a doctor's office and says, Doctor, I keep on having these dreams of Tom Jones singing Green, Green Grass at Home. Was this normal? And the doctor says, it's not unusual.
Oh. But I'm
Okay, well, thank you.
not unusual to have fun with anyone.
There you go. Hit
Okay.
it. All right. Karaoke. I'm going to get you up to Pearl
Speaking
Street.
of, today is International Karaoke Day. Happy International Karaoke Day,
Stop
everybody.
it. I didn't know that. Really?
I found out when I turned on my laptop this morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, maybe I'll have a yen to do karaoke tonight at Pearl Street Station Restaurant from 9:45 to 1. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
9:45 to 1, huh?
Yes.
Whew, okay.
I did hear the other night there's karaoke at the Ming on Thursday nights. Do you go to that?
No, I haven't been to karaoke in a while. I used to kind of have karaoke Sunday nights, one song, but they're not live anymore, so I can't do that. But it's okay.
There you go. Well, we'll get
I'll
you up
survive.
to
I sing on Fridays at work, so it's okay. I get my fill.
Alrighty. You're on that. Well, at this point of the program, we have the Pod Pro Entertainment Techie Toolbox segment with Techie Talonzo Amos and Shelley Wolf, global media firm owner of Toolbox Entertainment and a past Paul Ponders guest, episode number 35. Shelley, are you on the line?
Hello, Paul. How you doing?
I am doing well, thank you. Thanks for asking. So are you teaching a course day? Are you attending a course, or are you just relaxing, calling into Papa Paul Ponders radio show?
We are in Cambridge, and it's Porch Fest.
Oh, okay.
So we are doing our first Porch Fest today, and CCTV is having its first Porch Fest, so we are very excited. We opened our garage, and we have some phenomenal bands out here.
Well, that's great. That's awesome. Well, I wish you luck today. We'll have to hear more about it next week and in following weeks. But that's awesome. But thanks for taking the time. I didn't realize that you would be bogged down with a Porch Fest today. So we'll get right into your techie tips, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we're going to talk about staying organized, safe, and sane in the summer. Summer still is going strong, but let's face it, it can be chaotic at times and feel that way. So between vacations, grandkids visiting, neighborhood events, all those barbecues, and, of course, this unpredicted weather, it's easy to feel a bit scattered. But today's tech tips are all about helping you stay organized, safe, stress-free, and ensuring your phone stays safe with just a few smart moves on your phone or tablet. So first couple things are use your calendar like a pro. As we've talked about, using those Google calendars and that Apple calendar are your best friends during this time. They set your reminders for all your visits and all those barbecues coming up when you're getting events, and when to water the plants or pick up those grandkids. And I know you're a new grandfather there, Paul, so
Indeed.
That is one of the things you want to stay organized. Sync with family so that they can schedule as well. It's perfect for your caregivers and partners and, of course, those college-bound kids. And remember, you can always use a voice reminder with, hey, Siri, or hey, Google, remind me to take out the trash today. But you also want to beat the heat with smart tools. So you can use things like Air Now, which will track your air quality during these high heat days and wildfire season. Weather apps like Weather Channel or AccuWeather, like we've discussed before, set those severe weather alerts because, as we know, this humidity is out of control. With your smart plugs or smart thermostat, set timers to cool your home without running up your electric bill. If you're using a smart home device, you can start them before you get home, and that way you can walk into a cooled-off house. Set your weather alerts in the morning routine so that you remember how to dress for the day because, as we know, the weather here in Mass changes quite quickly. And one of the big things we have not talked about is keeping our phones safe in the heat. We want to avoid direct sunlight. Keep your phone out of the sun, especially on car dashboards, picnic tables, windowsills. You know, a lot of times, like if you're running and you're in the car, sometimes your phone gets really, really hot. So use light-colored cloth or towel to cover if it's going to be outdoors. Don't leave it in your car. The interior car temps actually exceeds very quickly. So take your phone with you, even if you're on quick errands. Use airplane mode if you're not using data. Turning on airplane mode will actually reduce your processor activity and the heat buildup. Limit your high-performance apps, so avoid gaming, filming 4K, or using GPS for extended long periods of time when it's hot. And then these actions will heat the processor and battery very quickly, so a lot of times it'll shut your phone down. Remove from a case if you have it in a case temporarily. If your phone's hot, removing it from the case will help it cool down faster and make it breathable so the heat can dissipate around the case. Turn it off if it overheats. Again, if your phone gives off a heat warning, is feeling very hot, power it down immediately and place it in the shade and cool air for about 5 to 10 minutes. Don't charge in the heat. Charging generates heat, and avoid charging your phone in direct sun or hot spaces. Never charge your phone under a pillow or a blanket. Store in a cooler bag with care, and you can place your phone in an insulated bag, but not next to the ice packs for condensation. Use a cooling app on Android. It has a cooling app and some other apps that will help slow down the CPU and battery temperature. So again, if your phone is overheating, battery degrades faster, your screen may dim or flicker, apps will slow down, or it will temporarily shut down your phone. So just a quick checklist. Add important reminders to your calendar. Use heat and air or weather and air quality apps to stay safe outdoors. Block unknown callers to report scams or texts. Talk with family about their summer travel plans and stay connected. Change your portable battery for storm season and power outages and make sure that's fully charged. And again, do not leave your phone in the direct sun. So today, take 5 minutes to open your calendar, set your weather alerts, clean out your spams, and after a few taps, you can save some time, money, and stress for later. A little help will actually help you enjoy your summer. So we want you to keep your phone safe. So that's what we got for some tech tips today.
That is awesome on these lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer.
Yes.
Indeed. We could write a song, maybe.
Maybe.
Indeed.
And we'll have Tim sing it.
Okay, there we go. Absolutely.
Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer.
Yes.
Bust out
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, Shelley, how do our listeners contact you?
Yes, they can get a hold of us at info@podproentertainment.com.
That is awesome. Well, Shelley, I'll be posting some of these tips and in previous week's tips on the PS&L Marketing Group blog. And keep those cards and letters coming. And I wish you a great rest of the day and have a great Porch Fest over there in Cambridge.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We're looking forward to it. We got some great bands. So.
That's awesome. Well, hashtag indeed.
And hashtag imagine. Have a great day.
You as well, Shelley. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Well, as Arthur Boyle says, it's not time to make the donuts, it's time to pay some bills. So let's hear from our sponsors.
Have you heard about Pembroke Collision? Price and quality don't often collide under the same roof. Not so at Pembroke Collision at 192 Benekeset Street in Pembroke. Pembroke Collision will work with you and your insurance company to get you back on the road in a safe and satisfactory vehicle. Put your trust in Ben Bastianelli and his crew at Pembroke Collision. Just call 781-293-4040 or find them on Facebook. Pembroke Collision, happy to work for you. Have you tried Bryantville Pizza Kitchen? From antipasto to baked ziti, specialty gourmet burgers, over 30 different kinds of pizza, and that's steak and cheese. Come on in and they'll show you why they made a reputation as being the best steak and cheese sub in the area. There's nobody that puts it together like your friends at the Bryantville Pizza Kitchen. Chicken wings and fingers and the famous flavors complement their stir-fry dinners. If subs and wraps aren't enough for your table tonight, expand into Greek and Caesar salads, maybe even a calzone. Anyway, it's all good at the Bryantville Pizza Kitchen. And don't forget, invite them to your next catered event. They'll bring the food. Bryantville Pizza Kitchen. Call them at 781-293-9857.
A reminder from Crystal Clear Pools in Kingston. Pools can be fun and a relief from summer's heat, but they can also be a safety concern. Crystal Clear Pools offers safety tips including don't swim alone, don't dive into unfamiliar waters, have automatic locks on all gates and points of access, know where all your safety equipment is located and know how to use it, know where the nearest telephone is in case of emergency, and always keep your pool clean and sanitized. For other safety tips and quality pool products, stop by and see us on Route 27 in Kingston, Crystal Clear Pools, 781-585-7665. Be safe this season.
Five-time Hall of Fame inductee President Dave Caiazzo from the National Italian American Sports Hall of Fame Massachusetts chapter invites you to its Hall of Fame induction ceremony at 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 5th at Anthony's of Malden. Congrats to Zavarian Brothers High School head football coach Al Finaro, past San Diego Padres farmhand Joe DiSarcina, and special Tony the Champ DeMarco Spirit Award recipient Catholic Memorial AD football coach John DiBiazzo. Please contact Paul at paulponders.com or President Dave Caiazzo at davekaipitching@gmail.com for more ticket information. Are you looking for fencing and outdoor products? Look no further than Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus. When owner Mike Payne's customers have been asked why they chose Northeastern Fence, many said that there were 3 deciding factors: customer respect, excellent customer service, and quality products. I say that you need to add in 70-plus years of a family-run business with truly experienced sales and installation teams. So if you are in the market for fences for your kids, dogs, and ugly neighbors, please call Mike Payne and his crew at 781-233-3324 or email Mike at northeasternfence.com.
Paul Ponders continues on 95.9 WATD. Once again, Paul Solano.
Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. Those days of soda and pretzels and beer. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. Dust off the sun and moon and sing a song of cheer. Just fill your basket full of sandwiches and weenies. Then lock the house up, now you're set. And on the beach you'll see the girls in their bikinis. As cute as ever, but they never get them wet. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. Those days of soda and pretzels and beer. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. You'll wish that summer could always be here. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. Those days of soda and pretzels and beer. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. Dust off the sun and moon and sing a song of cheer. Don't have to tell a girl and fella about a drive-in or some romantic movie scene. Why, from the moment that those lovers start arriving, you'll see more kissing in the cars than on the screen. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer.
We are back. No true words have been spoken. Thanks for listening to Paul Ponders and WATD, presented by Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus, where they have fences for your kids, dogs, and ugly neighbors. Tim, thanks for playing that wonderful, wonderful song. And I want to remind our listeners that the call-in number is 781-837-4900. And you could also find us on the Odyssey app. And if you're like my daughter Ann in California, you could download that Odyssey app and listen in to Paul Ponders. And also Chef Felipe back at the restaurant, listening on the Odyssey app. And also shout out to those nonprofits or any organizations that are looking to, in fact, promote their businesses or their events. And one event that I alluded to last week is the Carnival Splendor at the Carnival Village in Connecticut at Pratt & Whitney Stadium. It's going to be on July 26th, and it's produced by the Trinbago American Cultural Explorers, Inc. And if you have any need to advertise, or you want to advertise, or you want to find out more information, you could contact Michael Charles at 860-818-0678. It's going to be a great festival. It's the first annual East Hartford Trinidad-style Caribbean Carnival, and they have all sorts of various groups from Kings and Queens, Steel Band, and Macumbies, DJs, live performances, and more. So please contact, again, Michael Charles at 860-818-0678. And listeners can also go to Paul Ponders, find subscription links to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, as well as finding past Paul Ponders on WATD shows. And this past Sunday, I dropped an episode with the Northeast Barbecue Society. Christopher Kimball and his colleagues, relatives, Dan and Jen of 16 Mesh Barbecue were on. I do not grill them too much, but it's one of those things that we had a great episode, and it's been getting a lot of traction. So at this point of the program, we have the financial wing of Olympic Proportions, sponsored by PS&L Marketing Group and Olympian and former Boston Bruins winger Dave Jensen, Senior Loan Officer for Riverworks Credit Union. We are taking a different slant this week on really interesting members of my network and circle of dear friends. And this week, we've been doing a lot of singing. We've been talking about a lot of singing, but we have Scott Albertson, Project 142, and Dedication Around the Nation on the line. Scott, are you on the line?
I am here, senor. ¿Cómo está?
Estoy bien. I hear a horn there. Welcome there. There we go. That's for you. Scott Albertson, welcome. Project 142. Great to have you on. And I hope you've enjoyed the singing from Tim karaoke on International Karaoke Day.
I did. I heard him. He's right in tune and right in tempo. God bless him.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me back, Paul.
Oh, absolutely. It's great to have you on the radio show portion. And you're one of my sponsors on my Paul Ponders podcasts and all. But if you want to just let our listeners know what Project 142 and Dedication Around the Nation is all about, please.
We're celebrating our 6th season of doing it. We started it in April 28, 2020 in New York City at PPI Recording Studio, which is owned by Chip Fabrizi, which, like Pearl Street Station in Malden, Massachusetts, the oldest restaurant operating in Massachusetts for about 41 years now?
Well, we're in our 40th year, but it's the longest-running restaurant in Malden.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Well, Chip, PPI Recording Studio, is actually the oldest official recording studio in New York City now of 47 years.
Oh, my.
Yep.
I did not realize that.
Yes, I've been recording with Chip now. We started it April 28, 2020, and it's evolved into because you've been a recipient of that, it's evolved into a marketing platform for nonprofit organizations such as Gotham Whale and all the small businesses like Pearl Street Station and Paul Ponders podcast series, and artistic endeavors, and also environmental causes.
That is absolutely fabulous. And if you want to let our listeners know a little bit about your background, which is quite diversified and quite interesting.
I actually was a police officer back in the day in Norwalk, Connecticut for 6.5 years, and I left that because I always wanted to be in the federal level. And I became a United States Border Patrol agent and was actually working down in Douglas, Arizona as an agent out in the field. And it was a port of entry, and I hung up my gun belt because I knew intuitively that there was something else I needed to do, but I had no bloody idea what that was. And when I left, I came back to Connecticut a year later. I ended up owning a limousine service for 19 years, worked my tail off. And then from there, I started performing in New York City as a vocalist 2005 from zero with a band, and ended up building a following in New York City, performed in New York City up until COVID, and ended up becoming artistic director of Project 142 concert series. And I hosted and booked it, but I didn't perform for Project 142, just hosted and booked it. And we paid for the venues for artists and musicians in New York City to perform, and I hosted and booked it.
I see. Well, that's very, very interesting. And in a moment's notice, you may just break out into song. Is that true?
That's absolutely true. I'm going to pick up where Nat King Cole left off. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer, those days of soda and pretzels and beer. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer, those days of soda and pretzels and beer. Don't have to tell a gal and fella about a drive-in or a romantic movie scene. 'Cause at the moment when those lovers start arriving, you'll see more kissing in the car than on the screen. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. Those days of pizza and pretzels and beer. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. You'll wish that summer could always be here. You'll wish that summer could always be here.
Wow. Yes. Wow. Bronx, that is a standing O. That is tremendous.
That's the second verse to the song that you didn't get a chance, that Tim didn't play because of time constraints, I'm sure.
Well, no, we knew that we just had deep down in our minds, we wanted to set the table for you to finish it off, because there are a lot of oh, absolutely, yeah, there are a lot of songs that you really just don't hear the first verse or the second verse or whatever. But I've heard you sing quite a few songs on your dedication around the nation, and it's really, wow. I didn't know that was really part of the song.
Oh yeah, it's actually the full second verse to the tune, which he actually does in the recording. It's a very cool song. It certainly suits the time of year. And it's a little nod to Pearl Street Station for their wonderful pizza. I mean, I know from firsthand experience, I've had it many times, that it's a killer pizza, man. It's like the best pizza in Malden.
Thank you. I do agree with you on that. We have a great pie, and it's a great pie for the North Shore. But I'm going to introduce our commercials in a couple of seconds. But I will say that if I wasn't rushing back to Malden, I would be stopping off at Bryanville Pizza Kitchen to try their pizza. I have had it before. It's awesome. But it's one of those things that we may have to have a competition down the road about the North Shore pizza and the South Shore pizza, the bar pizza, and we'll have to work on that. Maybe it's a promo, for the WATD department. But if you don't mind, Scott, we're just going to take a break, and we're going to hear from a few of our sponsors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you tried Bryanville Pizza Kitchen? From antipasto to baked ziti, specialty gourmet burgers, over 30 different kinds of pizza, and that steak and cheese. Come on in and they'll show you why they made a reputation as being the best steak and cheese sub in the area. There's nobody that puts it together like your friends at the Bryanville Pizza Kitchen. Chicken wings and fingers and the famous flavors complement their stir-fry dinners. If subs and wraps aren't enough for your table tonight, expand into Greek and Caesar salads, maybe even a calzone. Anyway, it's all good at the Bryanville Pizza Kitchen. And don't forget, invite them to your next catered event. They'll bring the food. Bryanville Pizza Kitchen. Call them at 781-293-9857. Have you heard about Pembroke Collision? Price and quality don't often collide under the same roof. Not so at Pembroke Collision at 192 Benekeesit Street in Pembroke. Pembroke Collision will work with you and your insurance company to get you back on the road in a safe and satisfactory vehicle. Put your trust in Ben Bastianelli and his crew at Pembroke Collision. Just call 781-293-4040 or find them on Facebook. Pembroke Collision, happy to work for you.
A reminder from Crystal Clear Pools in Kingston. Pools can be fun and a relief from summer's heat, but they can also be a safety concern. Crystal Clear Pools offers safety tips including don't swim alone, don't dive into unfamiliar waters, have automatic locks on all gates and points of access, know where all your safety equipment is located and know how to use it, know where the nearest telephone is in case of emergency, and always keep your pool clean and sanitized. For other safety tips and quality pool products, stop by and see us on Route 27 in Kingston, Crystal Clear Pools, 781-585-7665. Be safe this season.
Five-time Hall of Fame inductee President Dave Caiazzo from the National Italian-American Sports Hall of Fame Massachusetts chapter invites you to its Hall of Fame induction ceremony at 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 5th at Anthony's of Malden. Congrats to Zavarian Brothers High School head football coach Al Finaro, past San Diego Padres farmhand Joe DiSarcina, and special Tony the Champ DeMarco Spirit Award recipient Catholic Memorial AD football coach John DiBiazzo. Please contact Paul at paulponders.com or President Dave Caiazzo at davekaipitching@gmail.com for more ticket information. Are you looking for fencing and outdoor products? Look no further than Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus. When owner Mike Payne's customers have been asked why they chose Northeastern Fence, many said that there were 3 deciding factors: customer respect, excellent customer service, and quality products. I say that you need to add in 70-plus years of a family-run business with truly experienced sales and installation teams. So if you are in the market for fences for your kids, dogs, and ugly neighbors, please call Mike Payne and his crew at 781-233-3324 or email mike@northeasternfence.com.
Paul Ponders continues on 95.9 WATD. Once again, Paul Solano.
We are back, and thanks for listening to Paul Ponders on WATD, presented by Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus, where they have fences for your kids, dogs, and ugly neighbors. So Scott Albertson of Project 142 and Dedication Around the Nation is on the line. Scott, how you doing?
I'm doing really, really well, really well, Paul. Really, again, thank you. Thank you for having me back. I appreciate it very much.
Oh, it's great to have you on. It really is. And all now, I know you do a lot of work in wildlife conservation, preservation. Also, if you want to let our listeners know, and what are some of the things you do in that regard?
Well, certainly one that would be local to you is working with Linda Amato in Malden, Massachusetts, who you know really well, who is also a very dedicated customer of Pearl Street Station Restaurant.
Yes.
And Linda is a sweetheart, and I've gotten very close to Linda over the last couple of years when I met her, rescuing a starling I found on Harvard Street in Malden that was disabled. I picked it up, and Paul Cisquerda of Gotham Whale turned me on to Linda, and the rest is history. That's where that connection established. But there's also certainly Gotham Whale, certainly Atlantic Marine Conservation Society out in New York, certainly New York State Marine Education Association is another one we've been promoting. And there's just so much. Beneath the Sea is a real big one that I've connected with the last couple of years, and that's certainly through Gotham Whale, actually represented Gotham Whale at Beneath the Sea, which this year coming up will be March 27, March 28, March 29, 2026, and that'll be back at the Meadowlands Exposition Center in Secaucus, New Jersey.
That's tremendous. I know I promoted it quite a bit on the radio with the upcoming event and all, and I hear that it was just a tremendous event as always, and I hear that you made a lot of contacts over there.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Certainly worked the floor big time, and what was even more fun about it was myself, Bob Hilberg, the executive director of Gotham Whale, who you know very well, and certainly Paul Cisquerda as well. It was the three of us. And not only did we make a lot of contacts, but it was the first time we actually did a seminar, if you will, for about 45 minutes doing a presentation on Gotham Whale. And what was even more fun is I played cleanup spot for the last 10 or 12 minutes, and I sang Put a Little Love in Your Heart in the Room a cappella and got the room going. So it was just a really, really phenomenal time to not only appreciate Beneath the Sea and what they offer for their 47th annual year coming up, but also certainly promoting Gotham Whale and other organizations at the same time.
That's fabulous. Well, while you mention it, we might as well, if I could put you on the spot, could you jump into an a cappella version of that wonderful song that is much needed in this world?
So this is actually for Grandpa, and congratulations on being Grandpa.
Papa Paul.
Yeah, Papa Paul. God bless you. That's really cool.
Thank you.
I know you're just thrilled about it.
I am indeed.
So, when I am worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. When my bankroll is getting small, I think of when I had none at all, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. I think about a nursery and picture curly heads, and one by one I count them as they slumber in their beds. So if you're worried and you can't sleep. Just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep, counting your blessings.
Wow. Beautiful. That is so beautiful.
Congratulations, Grandpa.
Thank you. Thank you. That was beautiful. That really was.
You.
So, Scott, before we run out of time, we still have about 6-7 minutes to go. But I want our listeners to be able to, in fact, tune into your website, your YouTube channel, whatever. So if you want to give out as much contact information as possible, please do, my friend.
Can do. Thank you. My website is www.scottalbertson. That's Scott with one T. I didn't have anything to do with that. My mom did. So I'm stuck with it. So it's scottalbertson.com. scottalbertson.com. Also, the website for Project 142 is www.project142.org. And also the YouTube channel, which all the episodes are uploaded onto for dedication around the nation, is on Scott Albertson on YouTube. So it's youtube.com/Scott Albertson, and that's where you can find all the episodes. Now, it's 5 years of episodes that we've been doing, so it's quite a few episodes. But what's so cool about it is I sing a cappella, just like I did now. I sing a cappella each and every episode, and sometimes we have guests like we had Paul and Bob for Gotham Whale 2 months ago. But what's cool about it is no episode, even after 5 years, is ever the same. I always sing a different song. I always promote different organizations, kind of like what you do on Paul Ponders on your weekly Radio Saturday series.
Absolutely. No, it's really a tremendous thing you do. So do you do this every week or every other week? How does it work?
Yeah, it really depends. It started out as a weekly deal. We did it for about 4 years weekly, but Chip is so busy, the owner of PPI Recording Studio, and I've got other side gigs going on, kind of like what you do, Paul. So really now it's like 3 times a month I do them. But again, no episode is ever the same. But because I do so much video marketing and because I do so much on social media with Facebook and LinkedIn, so even though the episode may be a week or so old, and because I'll be promoting like what you're doing or Pearl Street Station or Gotham Whale, so that episode lingers for the week until I'm back and doing a new episode again. So right now it's about 3 times a month.
I see. Very good. Very good. Do you have any more songs to sing before we start the wind down in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
There's a really, really cool song that we do. I did it at the Gotham Whale when I was their host back in May of 2024. So think of your fellow man, lend them a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You think it's getting late, please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. We'll just wait and see. I'm going to leave it at that. That's a whole song, but I don't want to take up your 2 minutes.
Well, that's quite all right. We still have time to take another phone call, and we see that Bob Hilberg, Executive Director of Gotham Whale, is calling in. Bob, you on the line?
Bobo!
To follow there, my friend.
I love it. How are you?
Oh, Scott's arrived. When we go to different events and stuff like that, he'll just be talking to people, and all of a sudden he'll, come on, sing along. We got like 10 people like, what are they singing over there? We didn't know there was a show going on.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'll show up at the opening of an envelope, but Scott is just really someone who will just break out into tune, in a heartbeat.
Scott, we just got a text on the line from a listener, Tracy, that your singing made her cry in a good way. It's a little heart emoji. So thank you, Tracy. You have
Thank you, Tracy.
Powerful effect.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Tracy.
My pleasure, Tracy.
Thank you. Thank you, Tracy, for listening and for texting in. And really, Scott, you have just had such an outreach with your dedication around the nation. I believe you're overseas. I believe a colleague of yours is listening in Australia or England.
Yeah, in England. His name is Tom Lawless, and he has a YouTube channel, which is weekly, called The Astroflower. It's astronomy, not astronomy, take two. It's astrology, tarot card, and energy work. And Tom, I hooked up with him like Gotham Whale, just online. I've never met Tom to this day, but I'm sure that'll change. Point is that he's been so sweet and giving. We do a lot of cross support like you and I do in Gotham Whale, for example. So thank you, Tom Lawless, for your continued online support and helping get out there for what I'm doing and vice versa here.
That's fabulous. And Bob Hilberg, you're still on the line. How are things going with Gotham Whale?
Well, the most important thing is that you're a grandpa.
Yes, indeed.
That's the elephant in the room, so to speak, or the sperm whale in the room.
Indeed. Indeed.
Congratulations. I wanted to get that in there.
Well, thank you.
That is fabulous. It's just a miracle that, that we're all here and we take don't take it for granted. Be grateful for everything and make the love go round. Right, Scott?
Absolutely. I'm just real snippet because people love hearing backstories to songs. So the interesting part about Count Your Blessings instead of Sheep is that it was composed by Irving Berlin, and he was having insomnia. So you never know where inspiration is going to come from. He went to his doctor. This is supposedly the story. And the doctor said to him, so what's the problem? If you can't sleep, then go home and count sheep. And that bore a song.
Interesting.
How about that?
Interesting. Well, we're going to have to ponder that on a future podcast, Scott Albertson and Bob Hilberg. But I thank you. And I want to thank you, Scott, for being on. And again, last shout out for Scott Albertson, Project 142.
Thank you, Paul. www.project142.org, scottalbertson.com, 1T.
Works for me. And Bob Hilberg, thanks for calling in. And Tracy, thanks for texting in. And I want to thank you two gentlemen for being on.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, let's get together the 27th. Anyone who wants to meet Scott, come up to Malden, Pro Street Restaurant.
That would be fabulous.
You'll have a blast.
Without a doubt, my friend.
Meet him in person. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Scott.
And thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Awesome. Well, I want you to stay tuned for... Thank you, gents. I want you to stay tuned for WATD for the memories with Ron Dwyer, the grand poobah of oldies rock and roll. Ron, you are a true leader of the pack with great musical memories of yesteryear. So thank you, Ron. Thanks again to Tim, Arthur, and our advertisers. But really, thank you, listeners in WATD world and beyond. Keep Paul pondering. #Indeed.